I'm stuck. Um,
Stay in school, kids.
Welcome to our channel. We're going to be discussing some of our life experiences and hopefully help you out in making some choices. Given that we're a little bit older, we have more experiences to bring to the table and discuss what has worked for us as well. What we have seen others do throughout their lifespan. Like we all know, we're faced with very many choices in life, and we have a lot of circumstances in our path. Some circumstances are beyond our control, but it's what we do with the circumstances in our life that determines our future.
Reminds me of an old saying: a fool repeats his mistakes. Someone smart learns from his mistakes, but the truly wise learn from the mistakes of others. So hopefully you can maybe get some wisdom and learn from our mistakes. I try to learn from the mistakes of others. She tries to learn from mistakes of others. And of course, you learn from your own mistakes as well. And if you're a fool, you keep repeating them anyway. So hopefully you'll learn something based on our life experiences, and we'll try to pass some of that information, some good, some bad, and hopefully you can learn from there and maybe live a better life.
One of the choices that we have is, for example, going to school early, going to college early. There are pros and cons of going to school early. One of the pros is your mind is fresh. You're able to learn. Your mind is more conducive to learning. You finish earlier. What happens when you finish earlier? You become independent sooner. You start working, paying your bills. You can also start saving money for your retirement. Just remember, if you do decide to go to school early, make school your full-time job. Make school your priority. Don't waste time, because when you waste time, that's a lot of money that you are going to waste. And remember that you'll have student loans to pay off, and as the longer you wait, the more student loans you're going to have once you finish school.
The way I feel about school is a set of tools. I mean, you get life experience, you get a set of skills you develop in life, different ways of thinking, and school just adds another set of tools in your toolbox. So it's up to you what you learn, and it doesn't have to be specifically academic. There's a lot of different areas you can learn, but the important thing is to remember it gives you different perspectives of looking at things. It gives you new ways of doing things you haven't thought of. So it has its advantages. But again, it can bring you very high into debt. So I think you should be wise with how you spend your money with school.
Just remember also, just because I went to school early in my life, in my early 20s, doesn't mean that college is for everyone. You don't have to go to school. If you think that, you can do something else and still be able to provide for your family, pay your bills, do all that stuff that makes you happy, by all means. I mean, school is not for everybody. Just have that in mind. Also, spending money. It doesn't matter whether you're in school or not in school. Spending money, you need to be wise spending your money. Do not live beyond your means. Avoid going into debt. The temptation of getting credit cards when you go and pay, when you go to Target and to pay, they always ask you, or anywhere you go, they ask you, do you want a credit card? And it's so tempting to say, oh yes, give me the credit card, give me more credit so I can spend more. Well, that's a no. You do not want to get into debt, especially when you're young, because the more debt you get, the worse it is later on trying to get out of that debt.
So something very important to remember about education is sometimes you don't have the opportunity to go, or you might not be ready to go immediately after high school. It's strongly recommended because all this stuff is fresh in your mind, but sometimes because of life, that's not available. I mean, I didn't go to university until several decades after high school, and there's a lot of stuff I'd forgotten. I developed a lot of life experience, and that actually helped me more in school. So I guess it varies from person to person. I didn't have the opportunity to go at a young age, so I took advantage of it going afterwards, and I really enjoyed it. So and again, it was very interesting. I was actually more motivated afterwards because sometimes some people school they kind of get burnt out, and when you go to university, they kind of take it for granted because they've been school since a young age. And I'd been out of school for so long, I cherished it. I didn't really take it for granted. So sometimes you may not be ready. Sometimes you don't have the opportunity, but doesn't mean because you didn't go that you should never go. And in some cases, some people, it might not be for them. So it varies from person to person. I don't know if you have any comments or questions about that. You can always add that in the comments below. And then we can discuss it at a future video. Camera's recording.
To be able to help you all, I'm stuck.
Oh, wait. The clap, so I can line up the clap. I almost forgot about that. Line up the sound with the video, which is going to be out of sync in 2 minutes anyway.
Experiences?
You're leaning out of the camera.
Oh.
Just try not to lean out of the camera. Pay attention, that's why you're at the camera. Try to pay attention, you're not leaning out. You're starting to get out of the camera.